So here's the thing. There's probably an inconsistent partner within your life, but I think they're reflecting some inconsistencies within yourself. Let's get into it. I haven't heard this song in forever. I think it's called Mr. Music by Tori Kelly. And the song is basically speaking about how she's very captivated and magnetized by somebody, but she's actually talking about music. Though I think in your case, you or this person just feels really hypnotized by you. I think overall this connection is just very magnetic and tantalizing. Now take this with a grain of salt, because I don't think you or this person or this connection is actually malevolent. But because of trauma responses or because of whatever subconscious beliefs that you have about yourself or love, it's almost like this undercurrent of something evil is happening. It reminds me of like sirens, because they call you in, they're so beautiful, you can't help but be drawn in. But as soon as they have you in their clutches, it's lights out. So one of you really doesn't want to get too wrapped up into this connection, or don't even like the feeling of what this connection feels like. I got an image of someone sinking into quicksand. No matter how good it feels, it still feels like you're being consumed by something bigger than you, and that you can't quite control. I can't get enough of whatever you're doing. Just keep that beat going and go. Yo, that is what's stuck in my head. Like this energy of I don't want this to stop, but also stop. I need you to stop, but also if you stop, I'll be really sad. I'm hearing you're my vice, you're my guilty pleasure. It just feels a little melodramatic, because like this person or you just kind of have a negative perspective on how the relationship would turn out, or you just don't have the highest expectations of how you will turn out as a person. So it's like almost like you are punishing yourself for enjoying something because you think that it'll just end with pain. So it's like, why do it to myself? But also, I don't want to walk away from this. Okay, so let's focus on the first two cards I have here. The Six of Cups and the Five of Cups. So there is some type of inner child wound that is present here. And it feels like someone who has been taught to feel like they cannot forget their mistakes. They cannot forget their flaws. And just that they cannot forgive themselves as a whole. It makes me think of something like set in stone, or like just very cemented. And I feel like that's just about you not allowing anything past yourself. Like it's kind of like this perpetual state of self-punishment. But the thing with the Five of Cups is that there's always those two cups behind you that you are not paying attention to. And I feel like this is about you not really allowing yourself to grow or allowing yourself to be who you can be. The potential is just sitting there in your body, just kind of shaking up like a soda can, waiting to burst out. But you don't give it that momentum because you're still kind of stuck in the past. Then with the Knight of Cups here, I don't think this is just about this romantic offering in your face, but like this is also an opportunity for you to start showing love to yourself, because partnerships are always going to make you reflect on yourself, and I feel like this is what this partnership is trying to bring out of you. Kind of to start asking yourself those questions that make you uncomfortable, like why do you make this so hard for yourself to Nope, it's still going. Okay. Anyways, so asking yourself those uncomfortable questions, sitting within that discomfort of like, why don't I just let myself have this? Why am I so hard on myself about wanting this? Okay, so I have the Emperor, the Hierophant, and Seven of Swords all reversed. This is about needing to surrender out of your comfort zone, surrendering to what feels like the unknown and what feels like danger. Because what you are seeing as danger, or what you're seeing as red flags, is actually where your growth is trying to burst out of you. Not too much on you, not too much on this person, but I'm also getting like a lot of immature energy because you're just very comfortable with your field of emotions, kind of like comfortable with your misery. And with this Hierophant, it's like you need to break down these beliefs. You need to allow yourself to break down these structures that are keeping you trapped and limited. And with the Seven of Swords, this gets... Okay. Two things just hit me. So it's like, with the Seven of Swords, there can be some type of outside influence that kind of implanted a seed. So now it's kind of become your own voice. But I feel like this person made you believe that your vulnerabilities, your flaws, and your mistakes are like the biggest thing about you, or kind of make up your entire identity. And they are just aspects of you that cannot be accepted or that will not be tolerated. So you don't tolerate them or accept them yourself. And having that type of mindset, I think it leads into you being afraid to believe in yourself, or afraid that you can change or be somebody different, because you were taught to keep yourself in this limited box of like, well, I'm a fuck up, so what do you mean? I feel like that's another reason why I kind of got that melodramatic energy of like, you're just my vice, you're just my guilty pleasure. Because, like, it does not have to be that if you would just rewire how you view yourself. Mama's boy just popped in my head. No gender specific, but someone who just has, like, a very toxic relationship with a mother or just a feminine figure is coming to mind. And I feel like this person has a lot of influence on your mind and just has planted a lot of misbeliefs about who you are, what relationships are supposed to be. I think that specific wording came to mind because that's probably how you view this person, or how they view you, or like what you've been told, because it kind of has like a bitter connotation to it, like, ugh, mama's boy, or like, oh my gosh, I don't want to be a mama's boy, like, why am I like this, like, why do I care so much about their opinion? Feminine energy could also be like a spiteful ex, and just someone who really manipulated you and gaslit you into thinking that you were always the issue, and that really left a wound. And what's that word? It really left an imprint. My God. Okay, so I have the Chariot reversed and the Hierophant upright this time. This feels like someone carrying around a weight, or just feeling like they're dragging along somebody. This could be how you feel about this person, or this person could feel that way about you, or you feel this way about yourself. But I think, again, this is just how you view yourself, because it feels like a nuisance, or it feels like a hassle to have to deal with your emotions or to deal with your mental. So when you try to focus on yourself, it feels like the biggest hassle in the world. Or if this is how they feel about you or how you feel about them, I think this is about you just feeling like you have to pick up their slack because they're always giving up on themselves, or kind of turning down a route of self-pity instead of just trying. So I feel like what this really comes down to is what the two of you really want out of this. Do you want it to be the same exact patterns that you always go through, or do you want to find a way to break them? And of course, that is easier said than done, but there's always a choice. There's always an opportunity to choose something different, and I feel like this is your opportunity to do so. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean to rush into everything. I feel like both of you need time to, like, settle within yourselves, really ask yourselves what you want outside of this person, and take time to see yourself and meet yourself without the shadows, without what you were told to believe, and see where you meet in the middle again.